So the next question is,
All right.
what are the differences, if any, between finding the purpose of an individual and then finding the purpose of the collective, of a nation, of a group, so on? Start with R Rahimi.
What is the difference between finding the purpose of an individual and as a nation, as Am Yisrael? Okay, well, we know Judaism, the Torah works specifically on your question. It works as a nation and it works as an individual. There is a goal as a nation, as Am Yisrael. We all have to be here for each other. And sometimes you have to go out of your way to help each other out to reach the ultimate goal, which is Klal Yisrael, for example. In last week's parasha, we know Noach was called the Ish Tzaddik. So the R Yaakov says, what does it mean, Ish Tzaddik, a righteous person? A Tzaddik is a person that does everything that's right. But at the end of the day, he's limited to being a Ish. He's limited to being a human being that's righteous. Moshe Rabbeinu is a Ish Elokim, is a man of God. What's the difference between Ish Tzaddik and a Ish Elokim, a righteous person and a man of God? Ish Elokim is a higher level. Why is it a higher level? Because he's a human being that's not tzaddik for himself only. He's not limited. He broke all boundaries and he's unlimited to whatever is going to spread God's name in the world. He's in on it, like Moshe Rabbeinu. That's called Ish Elokim. It's a very high level. That whatever is going to spread Hashem's name in the world, whatever Kiddush Hashem it's going to be, if it needs to be done, Moshe Rabbeinu says, I'll do it. So much that we know Moshe Rabbeinu couldn't even enter Eretz Yisrael. He begged Hashem to enter Israel. And Hashem told him no. So one of the reasons is because Hashem told him for the ultimate goal of spreading Kiddush Hashem in the world, for the ultimate goal, which is a very high level, better for you not to enter Eretz Yisrael. And that's what happened. Moshe Rabbeinu did not enter Israel because he was a man of God. His goal was to spread Hashem's name, whatever it took, even if it means he was going to lose out from it. So as a nation, yes, it's very important to look what our goal is as a nation together to help one another. As an individual, it's a very important question because sometimes a person can lose out if he looks at other people, if they're growing higher than him in spirituality, or if they're doing better than him, if they learn better than him, if they daven, if they keep kosher better than him, then he's going to feel let down. It's going to ruin his motive to keep on going. But that's wrong. Person has to understand that Hashem has his own bank account with every individual. At the same time, if he looks at people that are doing less better than him, he's going to feel that he's already on top of the world. That can also be a mistake. Because if you're capable of more, a person has to reach his potential in life. So it's very important to see what the goal is as a nation. And at the same time, every individual is a whole world that Hashem has his expectations with him. Agree, Rabbi Zitron?
I agree 100%. I agree. I would actually like to take that and put it on a different path, to build right on that. For example, even though it's two distinct, I guess sections, the self and then the klal, but at the same point in time, it's also correlated. So everything that Rabbi Rahimi just said, and then this. So what's coming up is that, let's say you look, for example, as Moshe Rabbeinu. So Moshe Rabbeinu prayed so much that he couldn't go, that he wanted to go to Eretz Yisrael. What did God tell him? God told him, Rav lach, there's enough for you. So the question is, what does that mean, Rav lach, there's enough for you? When you want to go and you want to do one mitzvah, that one mitzvah is worth so much that every single thing that you do is worth billions and billions of spiritual worlds. So why is HaKadosh Baruch Hu going to Moshe Rabbeinu and saying, Moshe Rabbeinu, you have enough, Rav lach, you have plenty enough? Why is it? It should be no, every single mitzvah is worth something. And the answer is Rav lach is because you are the Rav, you are the rabbi of all Klal Yisrael. And when you get other people to do something, let's say to learn more Torah, to do better mitzvot, so you get part of that reward. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu was telling Moshe Rabbeinu, Rav lach, you're the rabbi, you're getting all the reward. Yes, you want to go in, but when you have the ability to do something, when you don't have the ability to do something, but you want to do something, it counts as if you got it. And they are the reason that you're doing it. So really, the klal and the yachid is really one and all, because we are all one together. And when we work together, there is a distinct entity, and there's also the klal in itself. So it's sort of when you build yourself up enough to become part of the klal, then you get reward of the klal, if I can say that. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a...
What would you consider more of a priority for, let's say the average person who's just getting by in life, or even somebody who's seeking the truth? What would you say should be his main focus in his life? To first seek purpose within himself, or to go out and encourage the community and do outreach and go network with people just to be part of a larger community? And with that, he'll find his own purpose. What would you think?
Wow, very controversial question.
Yeah,
it's controversial, but what would be the bigger priority?
I'm going to give it to Rabbi Zitron to answer first.
I would say I would really depend on the individual. But you also have to realize that you can't start helping other people if you didn't help yourself. If you don't know where you are, where are you going? If you're lost, then how can you help other people that are also lost? But that's not to say that once you start on a path, you shouldn't help other people come along in the path. There are so many people that have done so much amazing good, whether it's in Kirov, spreading Torah, like Shas, it doesn't matter, Daf Yomi, so much that they themselves do not have the ability to sit in a class. They themselves do not have the ability to learn Daf Yomi, but they're able to go and influence other people. So I believe that it really depends on the individual, but it should be that even if you once you find a space, just start helping other people around with whatever you have the ability to do. Obviously, if you're a beginner, you should definitely do it under the guidance of a rabbi or a mentor or somebody that could go and guide you to make sure that you're not, dipping your hands in the wrong places. But I think the bottom line, it's pretty an individual.
So you think it's on individual?
Individual, but that's if I could make a, characterization of, that's how I would characterize it.
What do you think?
Listen, to add to R Zitron, he's right. It really depends on who's asking the question. It really depends how old he is, what he accomplished in life already, because it's very dangerous for young people to go out and try to do community work and they're losing out from it. It's a very, very dangerous thing, because ultimately the only way you can really influence other people and help out Jews is when you're already are packed with Torah and Yirat Shamayim and fear of Hashem, and you have a mass knowledge of Torah. And Chazal compared it to an overflowing cup. If you want the cup to overflow and spill on other things, the cup has to be overflowing with the drink that it is. If you want to overflow your influence, the good influence to other people, the individual himself has to be full of Torah and Yirat Shamayim. So of course it's the individual. Usually when youngsters ask, of course it's the individual. But I would like to answer that even if it's for the individual, even if a person wants to be selfish, I want to think about myself, I want to get close to Hashem. I feel very strong in position, tell me if you agree. Part of wanting to getting close to Hashem, there's no question, part of becoming a tzaddik for yourself is the ratzon, the will to help other Jews out. I don't see it two ways. That's what I want to answer there. I don't see it two ways. A person who wants to be a tzaddik, if you truly love Hashem to that level, part of it is becoming a community activist, as they call it, to try to bring as many Jews back as possible to Hashem. So to answer your question, it's not two separate things. Ultimately, if a person has the Ranish Kafot and he truly believes in Hashem, he's up to that level, it's for the individual. But the individual is the klal. Thinking about yourself means thinking about other people.
I hear that. It's an interesting analogy you mentioned in the beginning, where you said the water has to be overflown first. So it just came up with a thought that sooner or later the water's going to run out. It's not going to be able to overflow. So it needs that constant faucet to carry out the water to continue with the